Oh, this was a good one. You know how you hear the wrath of God, right? Or nothing like a woman's scorn, all these things you hear. It just depends on what your belief system is to which one of that exact same line of thinking, the language you use. Anyway, oh man, it was, well, like I was healing an abandonment wound, who knows, I might forever, but it's a continual process, but, it was along the lines of, how people say fear God and all this stuff, not man, right? Because so many people end up fearing men, right? They end up, humans, not just. And so they end up disregarding themselves, their higher self, their connection to God, because they place, basically, then they're placing a human above God is what's happening. And they don't see it that way or recognize it per se because they're not awake. They're not connected. They're not in tune with themselves. They're not recognizing what they're doing. And they're falling prey to the illusion of the 3D right in front of your face. And so we all do this and we all slip up. And, but you hear like a God-fearing man or something like this. And you've heard me talk about it before where it's like, I always think that's such a weird thought or concept because my connection with unconditional love is just that. It's so loving. It's so blissful. It's so beautiful that it's like, why in the world would anybody fear you? I'm not sure I understand. And so the way they just showed it now was like, oh, I get it. Like it's, again, I just use different words, different understanding. And so, with my abandonment wound, it is this being left behind, right? Being shut out, silenced, disconnected. And so, bear with me here. So, we were showing it, like I was talking to them about it and I said, I'm not afraid of you. What it is I'm afraid that I'll disappoint you, right? And then you'll cut me off. Then you'll be ashamed of me or embarrassed or mad or angry or whatever, and then you cut me off. You turn your back on me. You don't explain why you won't speak to me. And so it's like, well, no, that's more a worry of mine than what any human thinks. There's no point in being connected to any human if I'm not connected to my higher self and to God, right? Like it's like, because you're just so down and out. You're like, fucking kill me. If you're going to not talk to me, God, then just fucking kill me. There's no point in being here. It's worthless. And so it was this idea that we were talking through where it's like, because unconditional love is not doing that. It's like unconditional love has unconditional love for all of us and is connected to all of our higher selves. It's our higher selves that is determining whether or not to forgive ourselves. So if our higher selves is like ashamed of us or embarrassed or upset or feels just heartbroken or angry or whatever the case may be, our higher selves can cut ourselves off, right? Turn it back on us, so to speak. And I'm trying to help you with visualization and how I understand it. And so it's like our higher selves will literally turn around and not look at us. And we have to work it out, right? This is going through your karma, getting beat up, getting burned, that, the going through the fire, burning away that guilt, that shame, that blame, and it's like your higher self's in charge of it. Your higher self gets to determine when you get to come out of that fiery hell, right? Like when enough's enough, when they're like, all right, I forgive you now. I trust you now. We can reunite now. Let's try it again. And so you have to reunite with your higher self. You have to make amends with yourself. You have to get in alignment with yourself, your higher self and your lower self. You have to be in charge of you, where you are in agreement, you're in alignment, you're in love, you're in connection, you're in union with oneself. Because then you can get your guidance from unconditional love. Because again, it's like we're all connected and we're all connected to unconditional love, but so many of us are disconnected from ourselves, so we can't course we can't hear unconditional love if we're not connected to ourselves. Our higher self is the middleman, so to speak, is the one determining whether or not we get to move forward or not. And so that's why you want to get in alignment with you, and you want to forgive you, but you do have to do that work, right? Like, this is why it's not lip service. Your higher self isn't going to be like, oh, you fooled me. I don't know you at all. I haven't been with you forever and a day. Oh, I don't know your tricks of the trade, right? Like, some people like to think of it like they're subconscious and they're conscious, or there's so many ways, but just for easy visualizations, I like to use the words I do, but it's because it's easy to visualize for me. You do whatever works for you. And in any case, I thought that was really interesting, because that was our conversation, was like, no, it's not that I'm afraid of God. I'm not, or the wrath of my higher self, right? It's that I'm afraid that I'll do the wrong thing. I'll misstep. I'll disappoint my higher self, who will then cut me off, right? It's like, will abandon me, right? This was the abandonment move. That's why I was also, I thought this conversation was interesting altogether, for the fact that I thought, wow, the way they show me, teach me, I understand all this stuff is, because each person's journey story is going to be different from the next. Everything's unique to each person, and yet it's all the same. And yet this one's flavored by my abandonment wound. And so even though I think this understanding is broad enough that it can be overlapped for a lot of people to utilize for their own healing, I would be so curious as to whatever your wound is, what your worry or fear is, right? Because it was good for me to talk it out with them. Like, I started to cry and everything, because I was like, no, it's not that. I'm worried you're going to leave me. And I was like, oh shit, it's because the abandonment wound. It's like, I'm worried my higher self is going to disconnect me. Right? And it's like, and of course I've gotten to a place of working past that, thank God. Right? But that takes a while for some of us. And not that I won't fuck up again. I mean, we're working on me not being so rigid and perfect. My ideal of, God forbid I make a mistake, but we have to make mistakes. That's how we learn and grow. And so it's like accepting that. It's like, easing up on that ridiculousness. Sorry, I thought I just saw somebody walk across my front yard. Anyway, I think there was more to that one, but of course I got distracted. I'm sorry. What was that? It was like being easier on oneself, getting back into that relaxed state, that allowing state, that flow state, right? Because when I'm in those spaces, when I feel safe and I have, worked on that long enough and I'm relaxed, it's like the idea of being perfect is ridiculous, and it's not in the equation. But it's because I am in complete flow with my higher self and unconditional love. And there's no longer that worry, that fear, that nonsense, But that nonsense comes into play when we go through karma, right? Like when we get smacked, when we are disappointed in ourselves. But we do have to untangle that stuff. And ironically enough, a lot of times it's, or for me anyway, it's been like, I had to go through all that to understand all that, to heal and do better and blah, blah, blah. And yet you realize, oh no, it actually all had to happen. So there really wasn't anything to forgive. But you had to be put through the fire. It's like for your own sake, for your own growth, for your own understanding. And yeah. It's just funny how we are sometimes, Sorry. I mean, what they're showing is really funny. It's like playing with yourself, right? It's like my higher self just being difficult on me, and then turn around and hug me and be like, oh, it's fine. It's like, you bitch. You don't understand. Oh, but they do. All is well. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.